Welcome back to Traveling Dice. I'm Jason. I am going to be playing through a solo campaign of Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. I've read through the rules and it's a pretty interesting game, and it sounds like it actually, although it has one campaign, there's a lot of potential variability within what happens and whether you're successful on one scenario. Sounds like it greatly affects upcoming scenarios as well. So that seems super cool. I'll run you through a few things. This is not necessarily going to explain all the rules because there's kind of a lot of them. I will explain them a little bit as they come up in the game, but I'm either going to assume you're just kind of watching this for entertainment and not necessarily wanting to know every single rule, or you already know them. So it's not an in-depth how to play, it's more of a playthrough. I'm recording this voiceover here after I play through the first quest, and I realize in retrospect that I think that the creatures that activate when they're in the shadows don't automatically engage with the character that's activating them. And that's how I play it through this quest. So I think I did that wrong. I don't think it had a huge impact on the outcome, and I'll get it right next time. The rules are a little vague, so I wish they were a little clearer. I wish they had some examples. So one of the cool things about the game setup is the scalability, right? So it says 1 to 4 players, right? So one of two things has to happen if you're going to be scaling it in such a way. The characters, when there's fewer of them, the players, they're somehow made more powerful, or the monsters are going to be made easier, right? One of those two things kind of has to occur. So it's an interesting dynamic here. The differences are all within what's going on with the players. So if you notice, for example, the warrior priest, you see different hit point values here. So in a 2-player game, you only have, and in case if you're only playing with 1 player, that 1 player is running 2 characters. So in a 2-character game, he's gonna have 25 hit points. As opposed to a 3-character game, he'll have 17. And if you're playing with, that's the Ironbreaker. If you're playing with 4 characters, he's only gonna have 13 hit points. So you can see from 4 to 2, his hit point value nearly doubles. Also, the number of actions that he's able to do. So in a 2-character game, each character will do 2 actions in the hero phase as opposed to 1 in a 4-character game. In a 3-character game, one of the party members will do 2 actions and the other ones will do 1 action. So essentially, you have 4 total character actions, and this seems like, at least sounds like, it should scale pretty well to keep the game balanced, regardless of how many characters are being played. For this campaign, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Bright Wizard and the Warrior Priest. So for now, we're gonna set aside the Ironbreaker and the Waywatch. One of the things within the game that accommodates for some character progression is basic cards versus advanced cards. So here you can see, these are the basic cards down below. These are the ones that the character will start with. And then after you finish each scenario, you have the opportunity to do a settlement phase in which you have the opportunity for your character to become more powerful, but you have to choose. You can choose amongst 3 things. So you can improve one of your basic cards to the advanced version, or you can increase your equipment capacity. So you start with only being able to equip 1 item and you can increase that by 1, or you can acquire gear. So you do have to kind of pick and choose how you want your character to develop. But it's an interesting dynamic, and again, when I looked at this initially, I thought, I don't know, this doesn't seem like a card game. Not a lot of components, honestly. It's not going to have a lot of replayability. That maybe it's one thing you play through once, but looking at this, your choices can vary actually quite a bit, right? You might focus on getting the advanced cards, but then you're giving up something else. So if you were to replay it, then you might focus on those other things, getting gear, getting more slots, things of that nature. So I have my 2 characters here. The advanced cards are just set aside until I have the opportunity to become more powerful. So I'll set those aside. Also, since I'm playing with the 2-player mode, I will get the 2-character cards, which has each character doing 2 actions and the max number of hit points. So the other ones would be set aside. So the Learn How to Play does come with this page that you're allowed to photocopy. Not that I guess they could stop you, but you are given express permission here to photocopy it. And it runs you through. There's 5 quests within the campaign. You're recording whether you win or loss. If you win, you get some kind of perk. If you lose, you get some kind of penalty for upcoming quests, and you have the settlement phase where your character is advancing in various ways. And then your heroes down below. So I'm going to have Blaze, the Bright Wizard, and Balgar, my warrior priest. And again, as your character progresses here, you might note my capacity is bigger. I can carry 2 pieces of gear now rather than just one, having those equipped. Or I have the advanced action card for the attack card. So you were recording how your character progresses. You're recording the gear that they get here. Taking a closer look at the first quest of the campaign, an Uneasy Alliance Quest 1. After Gordius Grump is defeated, he flees and the party tracks him. Place his enemy card in the Nemesis layer, then add 4 progress to the current location. All right, so victory conditions here. During the location phase, if Grump's sump is fully explored, resolve the reward on the back of the sheet. If all heroes are defeated, resolve penalty on the back of the sheet. And then each turn, you move the peril meter up 1, and that has consequences throughout the quest. So on the back, it does tell us the setup, how to set up all the decks, which I'm not necessarily going to read through, but I'm just going to set them up. And I won't look at the reward or penalty until we get there. It's not really going to change. I'm going to try as hard as I can. So I'm assuming the reward is good, and I'm assuming the penalty is bad. So as I'm setting up the enemies deck, it's telling me on the quest to pull the Orc Boys, the Giant Bats, the Gigantic Spiders, and the Goblin Warriors. There's 2 regulars and 1 elite of each of those. It's saying that there are 4 open standard enemies, so I'm going to draw those randomly here from the regular enemies. I pulled out the elites, so give those a shuffle. 4 of these guys. So I've got a Goblin Shaman, a Clan Rat, a Skeletal Horde, and a Giant Wolf. That's a nice variety there. And 2 open elite enemies. So there's open and closed. So you open, you see what they are before the deck shuffle together. Closed, you choose it randomly, but you don't know what's coming up. Not that I really know what these do or good strategies against them. So I've got a Black Orc. Ooh, elite Black Orc. Sounds scary. And a Giant Wolf. All right. So those will get shuffled together to make the enemy deck. So the enemy deck is set up here. The locations. So the locations have tiers to them. So because this is a tier 1 quest, we'll be going with the tier 1 locations, which match. And it says shuffle 3 open locations together. So I'm just going to shuffle these. And we'll get 3 of these guys. So they're open, so I know what they are. So there's those. Set the other ones aside. And place the Grump Sump location card on the bottom of the deck. All right, so we do have some special locations here. Grump's Sump is there. So I'll shuffle these together and then place that one at the bottom. And then we do have the enemy Grump here. He's released, he's the Nemesis, so he's in a special location. He's not drawn, but he's in the Nemesis area, and I think he's revealed at some point during the scenario. Okay, so put that one at the bottom there. Gear and dungeon cards. Shuffle 12 open gear cards together. Shuffle 12 open dungeon cards together. So these are the gear cards. These are the dungeon cards. Oh, with the conditions. There are conditions that can be applied to your characters here. Most of them are bad. One of them is good. All right, so the dungeon deck. So 12 of these. I think if you really knew the game well, the fact that they're open might be beneficial. I don't know the game well enough, I think, for that to have an effect. So I'm just going to take the top 12 here. I'm not going to bother to look at them right now. So that is the dungeon deck. And the gear deck. And same, I'm just going to take the top 12 here. Okay. We have some flavor text here for the quest. The city of Champf had never seen anything like it. The youngest fell to sickness a moon ago, and their elders soon followed them into the grave. At first, it was believed to be a plague brought on by the debauchery of a traveling carnival. But the execution and burning of the entire troop did nothing to quell the problem. A perplexed and dying city was on the verge of collapse until an unsuspecting rat catcher named Jad began spreading tales of a peculiar odor, more peculiar than usual, emanating from the sewers. Jad informs you that he has also stumbled across a secret entrance dug into the tunnels on the outskirts of town. Something has recently been accessing the city's water supply, no doubt for devious purposes. You must investigate. All right, well, we got to save the city here. All right, so our quest card is here. The Nemesis is placed next to it there. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. Flip over the first location. As you're going through the dungeon, you're accessing these locations. You have to explore them in order to get to a new one. So for example, you have to accumulate 6 exploration points to have explored this fully, and then that allows you to access the next area. We have the Crumbling Bridge. This is telling me that we're spawning 3 monsters face up and 1 that's in the shadows. So face up monsters are engaged with the character, and the shadow monsters are not yet like in melee range is kind of how I'm interpreting this. So 3 face up. So we'll go first to the Warrior Priest. When monsters engage with the character, it's placed in the character's area. So we have a giant wolf, an elite. Ouch. Over to the Bright Wizard. We have a gigantic spider. 2 elites here right off the bat. Not crazy about that. So the second face-up one will go against the Warrior Priest. Gigantic spider. And then we have 1 in the shadows here, which is face down, and that will come into play later as that monster lurks there in the shadows. So we go over to the hero phase. So you have 4 cards. And when it's your turn, so right now the Warrior Priest is the party leader. This rotates from one round to the next. The party leader goes first. You're going to choose one of your cards, and you're going to do that action. And you tap that card, so you can't choose that card again until your character does the card that has this icon on there, where it refreshes all your cards. All right, well, it seems like some attacks are probably in order here. Well, I'm just going to go for an attack here, Righteous Fury. You may engage 1 enemy. I'm already engaged with 2. So this is a 2-die attack. So the white dice are the character dice. You have critical success. You have 1 point of attack damage, essentially. And you have 2 points. You have defense, because the monsters get to fight back as well. And you have attack and defense. So there's only good stuff on here, but some of them are definitely better than others. So this is a 2-die attack. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy and apply +1 attack. So I'm going to do that. Sigmar's Light. So I'm going to exhaust that to get +1 attack. And this is a +1 attack counter there. So I have a 2-die attack, and I'm engaged with 2 monsters, so they each get a die as well. So you can take damage here while you're attacking. Okay. So that's a miss for the monster. This is 1 monster attack. And I have a total of 3 points of attack damage and 1 defense. So I get to do 3 wounds. So I'm going to take out this elite giant wolf here. I'm going to kill this guy and do 3 damage to him. But he is going to get to attack. So he's doing 2 damage. It says in the rules that even if you kill a monster, they still, whatever this attack die is, you still resolve that. So he will do his 2 points of damage, but I do have 1 shield. So that's going to be reduced by 1, so I'm going to take 1 point of damage. But I'm going to kill this wolf, which is awesome. So he's going to go in the discard pile there. And that's my first action. This card that I use to attack taps. Do a Fireball from a Blaze Wizard. You may engage 1 enemy. It's Range attack. Before this attack, you may suffer 1 to target 1 additional enemy. All right, so this is a ranged attack. So what that allows me to do is I can target monsters that are in the shadow. I can target monsters that are fighting other characters. The benefit to that is that they don't get to attack me when I'm hitting them with range. So that seems like probably the way to go, although I'm not crazy about this elite right in front of my face. Ranged attack, 2 die. Before this action, you may suffer 1 damage to target 1 additional enemy. I don't think I'm gonna suffer that damage because I'm not likely to kill that guy. So it's a 2 attack die. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna target this guy on the warrior priest. All right, so I do 2 damage. Two damage on that spider, and I get a shield. This taps. So now because there's only 2 characters, each character gets to do 2 actions. So it goes back over to the warrior priest. I'm gonna do the battle prayers here. So you may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. So I will exhaust this guy, which means he won't have an opportunity to attack on his turn, which is great. Rest 1 die. So on a successful rest, you gain health back, which is nice. This is a 1 die rest. So I would have gained 2 health, but I only have taken 1 damage. I'm back up to full, which is great. Choose 1 hero, that hero becomes empowered. And then empowered, do not exhaust the next action card you use. During that action, apply a +1 attack and +1 defense. After that action, discard, and a +1 attack just means a success, essentially. After that action, discard this condition. All right, so I'm gonna put this on, well, it just empowers the character. So I'll put that on the wizard. And then ready all your actions. So when it's the top of the round, I'll have everything available to me. Over to the wizard here. I don't have any more attacks, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna go with the explore option here for the wizard. So explore die 1. So this would allow me potentially to progress towards finishing off this particular location. So let's roll that up. And let's see, I'm empowered. So do not exhaust the next action card. The action, apply +1 success and +1 defense. All right, so I'll automatically have a success, which is cool. And I got a second one. Okay, so 2. So we'll progress 2 towards finishing off this location. And I draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Ruh-roh. Locked armory. The inscriptions above the locked door make it clear that there is likely a bevy of arms within. Sadly, you have no hope of finding a key. You'll have to improvise. You may exhaust 1 action to claim 1 gear card. Well, all my stuff's going to resolve anyways. So yeah, I'll do that. And it says in the rules that you do these in order. So I think that's how that would work. So you may exhaust 1 action to claim 1 gear card. All right, so I'll claim a gear card. Weapon, this is a missile weapon. Before your attack action, you may target 1 additional enemy. This target enemy must be in another hero's engagement zone. Okay. No longer empowered. You may suffer 2 damage to claim 1 for each 1 suffered. So when you're claiming a successful attack, that goes on an action card, and then when you use that action card, you can use that as a bonus. So you may suffer up to 2 damage to claim 1 for each suffered. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put 2 successes on Fireball. I'm gonna take 2 damage, and then my items will untap here. In the enemies phase, the current group leader, which is the warrior priest, chooses a readied monster in his engagement zone. So there is no readied monster because I was able to exhaust him through the warrior priest card. But if you don't have any, then you have to go to the shadows, face up or face down. So I will be engaging with the goblin warrior here. So he is going to inflict 1, and you just go across in order here. So inflict 1, and he's got prey. Enemy engages the hero with the most health. So that would be the Warrior Priest. He's going to inflict 1 damage. And then he will tap. Going over to the Spider here, inflict 2 damage on my Wizard. 1 becomes a 3. He's going to ensnare, which if the enemy is in the shadows, exhaust 1 action. So he's not in the shadows, he's engaged with me. And he's going to retreat, which means he's going to go to the shadows. Sneaky bugger. That is the enemy's round. In the location phase, we would resolve this. This only applies when the party's going to go from this location to the next. So that's not actually going to do anything. This would be the phase in which I would go into the next location if I was able to, but I haven't met the requirement. So going over to the peril phase. The peril tracker here, so it will go over 1, which right now isn't doing anything to harm me. So we're okay in that regard. And we go over to the top of the order. Back to the heroes. The party leader shifts over to the next player. So activating the Wizard, I think I need to do an attack here. You may engage 1 enemy. It's a ranged attack. It's a 2-die attack on my fireball. You may suffer 1 to target 1 additional enemy. So I want to do that. Yeah, I think I want to target 2 enemies here. So tap this. I'm going to use these 2 successes, automatic. I'm going to gain 2 attack dice. I'm not engaged with any monsters, so no monster dice. Let these guys activate at the end of last round. All right. So I'm going to target the giant spider and the elite and the regular giant spider. So I have a total of 4 damage. I think I'm just going to kill this guy and not do any damage to him. That's the way to go. All right, well, that guy's dead. Over to my Warrior Priest. Get some attacks going here. 2-die attack. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy and apply a +1. So I'll target both the guys I'm in contact with here, and I'm gonna get a +1. It's a 2-die attack. There's 2 monsters, and I have to exhaust another one of these, which I'll do this one. All right. Well, it's looking pretty good. So 1 monster is going to attack, but I'm going to do a total of 4 damage. Just going to kill both of these monsters. So the one with the highest tier, let me confirm that. I don't know that it matters. They're both going to do 1 damage. There's a scale that tells you what monster attacks. It's the one that does the most damage in the case of a tie. There are other factors. All right. And then these guys are both going to get killed. Awesome. I feel like this is going pretty well. Over to my Wizard here. And no sense in not exploring. I'm going to explore. So a shield doesn't help me. Draw and resolve a dungeon card. A horrid creature springs out of the darkness and attacks. Spawn 1 enemy. Ooh. Goblin warrior. All right. You may suffer up to 2 damage to claim 1 for each one suffered. Don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm ready all my actions. Okay. Then over to the second action for the Warrior Priest. I'm gonna do Sigmar's Light. So aid 2. So when you aid another player, you're adding bonuses to some of their cards that they can then use when they use that card. So this is a 2-die aid. 3 successes. You can only add 2 to any one card, but let's see. I'll add 2 to the fireball. I'll add 1 to the burning sight. Good. Every time we recover ready 1 action, his action's already readied. You and the target hero each recover 1 health. Nice. Get a little healing from my priest. Okay. Priest won't have a lot of options though next time. We're going over to the enemy phase. So start with the leader, party leader at the time, the wizard. So I get attacked by the goblin warrior. He's going to inflict 1 damage. And he will pray. The enemy engages the hero with the most hit points. So he's going to jump over to the warrior priest. Okay, seems fine. And then he taps. So that's all the monsters. Go over to the location, which doesn't come into play right now. We're going to advance the peril meter here. So going over to the green section. Advancing the peril meter to the green. A grinning goblin steps into view. "This is Grump's place." He waves a nasty, filth-smeared dagger at you. "Zog off, or I's gonna shank you with me shank." Spawn odious Grump. All right, so he spawns and he, I think, goes into the shadow. At the end of that, we'd ready the monsters. The party leader shifts. And the warrior priest will be first to act here. And it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. Battle prayers. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. All right, exhaust that guy. I get 1 rest die. So a successful rest will heal me. Get a heal. I choose a hero to become empowered. Be the wizard. And I ready all my other action cards. Jumping over to the wizard. Well, I got a boosted up fireball here. Looking pretty good, Mr. Grump. All right, I'm going to fireball that guy. I'm going to use these 2 bonuses. +2. I don't have a monster engaged with me. So it's a 2-die attack. I don't really feel like I need to target anybody else because I'm not going to kill this guy. Well, it's unlikely anyways. All right, so fireball. All right, 4 damage. Hello, Mr. Grump. Welcome to the fight. Nemesis? Meh. All right, tap that. Go over to the warrior priest. He's got options. No, I forgot to do the empower. Do not exhaust the next action card you use. Oh, whoops. All right, so that doesn't exhaust. And add +1 attack. I want +1 success. So that would have done an extra damage. So he's down to 1 health. Nice. Glad I remembered that. This guy's exhausted. I don't feel like attacking him is really, really critical right now. I'm going to go ahead and explore. So it's a 2-die explore. That's a crit. So that gives you a +1 and you re-roll it. Wow. So that's 5 successes. Did a boatload of exploration here, but you can only max out at that. So you can't actually go beyond that. There are things that take these off as well. So it's not guaranteed that it will stay there, even if I decide not to go into the next section here. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Okay. Sudden strike, an event. Your foes are difficult to predict, feinting and striking with terrifying precision. The highest ranked readied enemy activates and then readies. All right, well, that would be this guy. So he's going to inflict 2 damage on me. And he will pray, which means he's going to attack the guy with the highest health. That would be the warrior priest. So go from the shadows to that area. Okay, choose 1 hero. That hero gets a +1 bonus. Fireball. All right, so over to the bright wizard. And I'm going to use fireball. I want to kill Grump here. So I'll use the +1. Should just be a guaranteed kill. It's a ranged 2-die attack. Don't need to... Oh, do I want to target another enemy? Yeah, I do actually. I'll go ahead and take the damage, and I'll target both of those guys. So I get a +1. Okay, so I'm going to do a total of 3 damage. Nice. So that's going to kill both of them. All right, my nemesis is dead. Things are looking pretty good here. So over to the enemy phase, which there are no enemies still remaining. So during the location phase, I can go to the next location because I have the 6 exploration points. So that one will get discarded. This one will get flipped over. Confounding stairs, a chamber with many exits. Some go up, some go down. Choosing the correct path will be difficult. At the end of the location phase, discard 1 progress from this location. All right, I'm not as crazy about that one. So I spawn 2 monsters. The party leader is here. It's the first one, second one, 2 into the shadows. All right, giant bat and giant wolf. Interesting. Party leader switches here. Wizard is first to act. I'm gonna do Smoldering Wrath. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. So I will exhaust the giant bat. Take that, bat. It's a 2-die rest. Try to gain some health here. Ooh, 3 health. Nice. 3 health back. Success for each set of axes there. And tap that. That's the first action. First action on the Warrior Priest. Well, I got a guy right in front of me here. I'm going to do my Righteous Fury. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target an additional enemy and add +1 to the attack. So I'll do that. I'll exhaust Sigmar's Light. It's a 2-die attack, and I'm getting a +1 because I exhausted another card. Ooh, nice. Critical gives me a +1. I get to re-roll this. I also forgot to roll the monster one. Okay. So 4 damage. It's going to kill both. The wolf's going to get to attack. So he's attacked for 2, but I have a shield 1, so I'm going to take 1 damage. And both these guys are dead. Over to the wizard's second action here. So aid 2 die, 2-die aid. Okay. I'm going to add those to the attack card. The target hero may ready 1 action and suffer 1 to claim 1 +1 and ready 1 additional action. Ew. Already the aid. I think I'll take the +1 or the 1 damage. And it may suffer 1 damage to claim 1 additional +1 and ready 1 additional action card. So I'll put the +1 there and I'll ready the attack. And the Warrior Priest second action here. I'm going to do the aid with him. 2-die aid. Third one here, ready 1 action. I'll ready the attack. You and the target hero each recover a damage. So this is a 3, we'll go 2. All right, so over to the monsters. Party leader first. Get the giant bat. So he retreats and then inflicts 1 damage. All right, and then the Warrior Priest will activate. That guy's tapped. Another bat. All right, so same. And he's going to take a damage. At the end of the location phase, discard 1 progress from this location. Okay, there's no progress on it. This gets moved up. These guys will activate. Party leader will shift over to the warrior priest. So warrior priest will be first to act. I have nothing. You may engage one enemy. Okay, so this card says you may engage one enemy, which means I'm gonna go with this card. Engage the bat. 2-die attack. And I'll be engaged with 1, so I'll roll a monster die. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy. I can't exhaust the battle pairs because that's what refreshes my cards. So I'm going to go with, use one of those as a +1. All right, so that's a critical success. I'll re-roll it and maybe get a shield. No, so 5 damage. All right, so this guy dies. He will attack me before he dies because of that die, so I'll take a damage. And this guy's dead. Nice. Tap that card. Bounce over to my wizard. All right, so Fireball says I may engage one enemy as well. So I'm going to go ahead and Fireball that guy. So I'll engage him. It's a ranged attack 2. Before this action, you may suffer 1 damage to target additional enemy. It's not necessary. He's only got 1 health, so I'm not going to spend my +1. Okay, so I do a damage, kill him. Nice. And tap that. Over to my warrior priest, I only got 1 option. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. Nobody's engaged with me. It's a 1-die rest. So I heal 2 health, which is nice. Choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. Ready all your actions. Okay. Wizards only got 1 option as well. Do not exhaust the next action card you use. And apply a +1 success and defense. Okay, so explore 1. Burning sight. I could use a +1. This removes 1 progress. I'll go ahead and do that. So I got a +1. So 2 progress. Two progress there. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. All right. Good fortune. Reynolds' lucky coin has 2 faces. They say today your luck is good. Either claim 2 +1s or recover 2 health. I mean, I'll go with the +1s, I think. I'll put 1 on Fireball. And this card refreshes everything. All right. So enemies are all dead. Remove a progress for the location phase. The peril increases to blue, which blue 1, you Grump leaps from the darkness. He's dead. Switch leader to the wizard. I'm going to explore. No, makes sense to do that last and refresh everything. I'll throw an aid. All right, 2-die aid. Yeah, critical, so that's a +1. 4, so I get 4. All right, that's pretty awesome. Cards can only have 2 of these. I'm gonna want to explore. I'm gonna have my attack charged up, and like that one. Okay, that's pretty good. Bounce over to the warrior priest. I'll throw an aid from him. It's a 2-die aid. Crit gets me a +1 with a reroll. Okay, so 2. Do some exploring here and there. I feel like I'm kind of charged up here. Back over to the wizard. I'm going to explore. I'm going to exhaust the 2 +1s for this roll. So 1-die explore. All right, so I'll gain 2 tokens on that. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Again? Renaud's lucky coin has 2 faces. They say today your luck is bad. Either discard 2+1s or suffer 2 damage. I'm going to suffer the 2 damage. And that will ready all my stuff. Second action on the Warrior Priest. Well, we want to explore. This is a 2-die explore. I'm going to go with the +1s. So I only need 1 success here. 2 successes. All right. So I'll take that up to 6 total. Can't go past the max. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Despair. The burdens of your quest lie heavy upon you. Suffer 1 damage, discard 1+1, and exhaust 1 action. Ouch. Suffer 1 damage. Get rid of 1+1. Exhaust a card. Yeah. Location phase. So I'm going to go on to the next one before that happens. Throng of Webs. At the end of the location phase, the party leader exhausts 1 action. Okay. So this is going to be 1 face up against the party leader and 3 in the shadows. Okay. And, at the end of the location phase, I'd have to... the party leader exhausts 1 action. Okay, so what action do I want to exhaust? That one? Peril meter goes up. Top of the round here. Party leader goes to Warrior Priest. I've got but 1 option here. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. Okay, there's nobody engaged with me. It's a 1 rest die. Oh, nice. Crit. So that's 2. Back up to full health on that guy. Loving it. Choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. Ready all your actions. I'm a wizard. Oh, I feel like I want a fireball. And I want to use my 2+1. So I'm going to get rid of the shaman. Oh yeah, he's a healer. Yeah, I don't like that at all. So 2. Killed him. Tap that. All right, so Warrior Priest, second action here. Nothing to attack. I'm going to explore. He's pretty good at exploring here. 2-die explore. 2 progress points on this. And draw and resolve a dungeon card. Locked gold chest. Item. You may discard this card after your activation and exhaust 1 action to claim 2 gear cards. Hello. Choose 1 hero. That hero claims a +1. Oh, I forgot about the empowered. So that doesn't actually tap. Oh, I would have gotten +1 attack. All right. So let's see. Choose 1 hero. That hero claims a +1. Put that on the Explorer. Yeah, fireball. So lock gold chest. So you may discard this card after your activation and exhaust 1 action to claim 2 gear cards. Okay, so I will exhaust my aid card, discard that, 2 gear cards. Apply a +6 to your health value. Nice. After another hero aids you, you cannot ready an action unless that hero discards 1+1. Okay. Before you attack action, you may target 1 additional enemy. This target enemy must be in your engagement zone. Equip the longsword. I can only equip one thing. And second action for the wizard. Explore. Nothing. Draw and resolve one dungeon card. Lock chest. Okay. You may suffer up to 2 health to claim 1+1 for each health suffered. Yeah. I'm gonna do that, I think. 2 damage. +1 on fireball, +1 there. Discard that. Oh, so then everything will refresh because of this card. Exhaust 1 action, which I'll exhaust. The aid. Gain 2 gear cards. After your activation, you may discard 1+1 and exhaust 1 action card to choose 1 enemy engaged with another hero. That enemy suffers a wound. Before your activation, recover 1 health. Limit once per round. Limit 1 helm per hero. Oh, that seems quite good. That seems really good. All right, so I will equip that. Discard those. The monsters. Enemy round. Okay, so first on the party leader. Giant spider. So he's going to inflict. Ensnare, which only goes into effect if he's in the shadows. And then retreat. And he taps. Over to the wizard. So he's going to attack for 3. Ouch. And over to the warrior priest, last one. Okay, so he's going to do 2 damage. All right. That one's in the shadows. Go to location. At the end of location phase, the party leader exhausts 1 action. Okay, so I have to, it's not great. I have to exhaust my attack there. New round, switch party leader. And yeah, I got some stuff to fireball here. Before your activation, recover 1 health. Limit once per round. Okay, so I'll recover a health. I really like that item. And I'm going to do fireball. I'm going to use both my +2s, or my +1s, total +2. You may engage 1 enemy. It's a ranged 2-die attack. I'm engaged with 1 monster, so I'll throw a black die in. Before this action, you may suffer 1 damage to target 1 additional enemy, and I will do that. And I'm going to target the spider. Ooh, 2 criticals. Nice. So that's +2, and these get re-rolled. Wow. So 6 damage. So I'm going to kill both those guys. These guys do get to attack. Apply -1 to this enemy's attack for each damage it's suffered. So I'm assuming my damage goes through first, so these guys actually don't do damage. It says in the rules, even if you kill this monster because of this die roll, they get to attack. But they would be reduced down to 0, which means they would be attack 0, is how I'm reading that. So both these guys are dead. And this is tapped. Over to the warrior priest. So battle prayers. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. Okay, so he's exhausted. So 1 die rest. See if I can heal. I do. Go from 3 to 2. Choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. Ready all your actions. Second action on the wizard. I'm going to explore. So I'll use my +1. So 1 die explore. Okay, so this goes to a 3. Refresh everything. Oh, I get a +1 because I'm empowered. Goes to a 4. All right, second action on the warrior priest. I'm gonna explore, I think. Should I explore? One success. So go to a 5. Getting there, chipping away. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. You find an altar beneath a twisted skull ruin. A small bowl and a stone knife rest upon it. An inscription reads, "Blood for the blood god. You may become bleeding to gain 2 +1s." What does bleeding do? After your activation, suffer 1 damage. After another hero aids you, discard this card. So 2 +1s. That might be worth it. All right, it's after my activation, so I will bleed for the blood god. My warrior priest bleeding for the blood god here. Over to the enemies. He's exhausted. So at the end of the enemy's round, he'll refresh. My party leader in the location phase will have to tap a card. I want to be able to aid my guy so he's not just bleeding out over there. So I'll tap that one. Peril level goes up. Top of the round, switch over to the warrior priest as the party leader. Attack. It's a 2-die attack. I'm going to spend a +1 from that card. All right, so 2 damage. Oh, I got to roll the black die. So he attacks. So I take 2 damage from the monster. Oh, but I got 2 shields, so actually that would be reduced by the 2 shield. By 2. Perfect. Feel like this is going very well. Our wizard's first action here. Oh, the warrior does bleed at the end of his activation. All right, so let's aid him and get rid of that. So I'm going to aid. I'll use the +1. 2-die aid. Crit. So the crit and the axe. So I have 3 +1s to apply, and that will get rid of the bleeding. All right, so warrior priest second activation here. I'm gonna aid as well. So the 2-die aid. Wow. My dice are hot here. That's a crit. We have +1. So 4 successful aids. Let's get fireball charged up. Let's get the exploration going here as well. Target hero may ready 1 action. You and the target hero each recover a wound. Over to the wizards, second action. I'm gonna go exploring. This is a 1-die explore. I'm gonna use my 2 +1s. So it's 2. That gets me up to 7, which is what we need. And draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Cannon. Ooh. It's an item. You may deplete this card after another hero aids you to choose 1 enemy in play. That enemy suffers 4. I don't think I can have both of these though. So I'm going to discard that. I think it works that way. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I can only have 1 item equipped. All right, so the enemies phase, there's no living enemies. The locations phase, I've reached the requirement there. I'm gonna go to the last location. Grump's Sump. Barrels of pungent green fluid have been dumped into the reservoir here, undoubtedly the source of Scump's ailment. Dozens more barrels are still full of the substance, ready to continue the vile work. At the end of the location phase, spawn one enemy. Okay. Ouch. So there's one enemy in the shadows and 3 enemies face up. So the party leader gets the first one, Black Orc. Wizard gets the second one, Orc Boy Elite. And the party leader gets the next one. Oh, this goblin's headquarters is full of orcs. And then at the end of the location phase, which we're at, spawn an enemy. I think that goes to the party leader, I believe. All right, warrior priest. All the orcs are at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I thought this was too easy, but now it looks a little more daunting here. Top of the order switches over to the wizard. I recover a wound. So that goes from 3 to 2 1s. Yeah, fireball. Fire away. Change 2 die attack. I'm going to use my 2+1s. Oh, this... When I did this one, it should have readied those actions. Doesn't change what I'm doing, though. Before this action, you may suffer 1 damage to target 1 additional enemy. That's probably worth doing just in case my thing goes off here. I'm going to take a damage. Target 2 enemies. I'm going to target the Orc Boy. So, Orc Boy Elite and Orc Boy here. 2 die attack, I got +2. Come on. So 4 damage. So I'll kill that guy, do a damage on this guy. All right, warrior priest, what you got? Well, a lot of options here, actually. So my battle prayers. You may exhaust 1 non-enemy engaged with you. I can't do the black work because it says challenge. This enemy can exhaust only after it activates. So I'll do this guy. You may exhaust 1 arrest. Okay, so 1 die rest. Crit. Nice. So 2 heals. Choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. Good to kick it with the warrior priest. Ready all your actions. All right. I am going to explore. Let's start to chip away at that. So 1 die explore. All right, gotta start somewhere. Oh, I'm empowered. So I get another one. Draw a dungeon card. The gods of chaos are not the only gods, nor yet the mightiest. Have faith and you will persevere. Claim 1+1. If you have suffered 1 greater than half of your health value, claim an additional +1. So 9, so I'm not quite there. I get a +1. I'm going to put that on Fireball. No longer empowered. All right, let's do an attack here on the Black Orc. So I'm going to use both +1s. So the 2 die attack. I'm engaged with 2 non-exhausted monsters. I think this is where I could take a lot of damage. You may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy and apply a +1. So I'll do that. So another +1. I'm going to exhaust my aid. So I'm going to target these 2. All right, come on, baby. Ooh. All right, so the Nemesis guy is dead. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage done. So I'm going to kill this guy, which takes 1 damage, and then do 3 onto the Black Orc. Black Orc's going to attack me for 4, and that'll be reduced down to 3. From what I'm seeing, the Black Orc does a challenge, so he engages the hero with the fewest hit points. Doesn't look like he actually attacks, which is weird. I guess he'll attack you when you attack him. So over to the location phase, spawn a monster. Start with the party leader, Clan Rat. Oh wait, that was from the shadows. Oh, so this guy would, I'm sorry, this guy would have activated on the leader. Excuse me, go back a little bit. Advance, inflict 1, so he'll do 1 damage. So place these 3 with 1, 3, and then a 1. Okay, now we spawn. So now I have to shuffle the monsters because I've killed them all. And now we spawn. All right, this is a little scary still. This guy's gonna spawn on the party leader, I believe. All right. Orc Boy Elite. And then everybody refreshes. Peril level goes up. That guy would have healed if he was still alive. Party leader shifts over to the warrior priest. I'll kick it off with battle prayers. You may exhaust 1 enemy engaged with you. Do a 1 die rest. So I heal. Choose 1 hero, that hero becomes empowered. Ready all your actions. I should have readied everything because of that. My bad. Well, I'm gonna fireball. I'm gonna use my +1 on the fireball. I forgot to heal 1, but I'm also gonna take a damage. You may suffer 1 damage to target 1 additional enemy. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna target these 2, the Orc Boy and the Clan Rat. It's a 2-die attack. I got a +1. So that's 3 damage. Oh, I need to roll 3 of these black dice. Yowzers. Oh, that would have been scary. I could have taken, you know, if I got attacks on all of them, I could have taken 8 damage there. It's a 50% chance of attack on these. So yeah, that's kind of scary. I do 3 damage. It's probably worth just killing this guy. And because I'm empowered, that doesn't tap. So Warrior Priest, second action here. Going to do the Righteous Fury attack. You may engage 1 enemy. I want to polish off that Black Orc. I'm going to engage with him. It's a 2-die attack. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy and apply a +1. I will exhaust my aid card. So I'll do a +1, and I'm going to target these 2 guys. And I need to roll 2 black dice. Actually, only 1, because the other one's exhausted. Yeah, so he's going to attack me. He's going to do 4 damage on me. -1, because I got a shield. So I'll take 3. But I'm going to do 3 total damage. Put 2 on the Black Orc, 1 on the Orc Boy. Killing that Black Orc. Wizard's second action here. I mean, I think Fireball again. And I'm going to take a damage and target 1 additional enemy. So these 2 guys. And I need to roll an attack die, black die. So I get attacked by the Clan Rat. So these 2 ones will transform into a 3. And this is a crit. Re-rolling it. Ooh, a shield. Okay, so that would reduce his attack by 1. So never mind. And I'm gonna kill both these guys. All right, I think things are looking up here. Enemies phase, there are no enemies. Location phase, I'm gonna spawn an enemy, an orc boy. And the peril is all the way up. It's not a factor at this point. New round, the wizard becomes the leader. Let's start exploring. 1 die exploration. So that goes up to a 3. Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. Dun, dun, dun. Improvise shield. You may discard this card before a hero's action for that hero to roll 1 fewer enemy dice. I like my helmet better. In fact, I should have gained a health from it. I can suffer 2 damage and gain some +1s. And yeah, fireball. And then ready everything. I'm a warrior priest. Do some exploring here. Use my +1s. This is a 2 die explore. So 4. All right, we are getting there now. Draw a dungeon card. So shuffle this deck. Divine Blessing. The gods of chaos are not the only gods, nor yet the mightiest. Have faith and you will persevere. Claim 1 +1. If you have suffered greater than half of your health value, claim 1 additional +1. Okay. I'm gonna put this on the exploration card, I think. All right, wizard, second activation here. If I explore again, I might be able just to win. All right, he's gonna explore. Nope. Draw a dungeon card. Maybe this was the wrong way to go. The burdens of your quest lie heavy upon you. Suffer 1 health, discard 1 +1, and exhaust 1 action. Okay, so 1 health. Get a +1, exhaust 1, which is going to come right back. I'm going to suffer 2 damage to get 2 +1s here. And then everything refreshes. 6, 12, 15. That guy's down to 7. Priest. Gotta do the battle prayers. Okay, I can exhaust 1 enemy. I get a rest die. Gain a health. Choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. And ready all your actions. Okay, so enemy's phase, he's exhausted. He'll untap at the end of that phase. Spawn a new guy. Gigantic spider. Shifts over to the warrior priest. Go with the explorer, +1. The 2 die explorer. So that's 3. Nice. So that gets me up to 10, which is what I need. Draw and resolve a dungeon card. A horrid creature springs out of the darkness and attacks you. Spawn 1 enemy. Gain a health. Fireball. I think I'm not going to take the damage to target an additional guy. It's a 2 die attack. Got a +2. So, kill that guy. I need to roll a black die though when I do that attack roll. Okay. There's no nemesis, so that's ignored. All right, warrior priest, second activation here. 2 die attack. Before this action, you may exhaust another action to target 1 additional enemy and apply a +1. Okay, so I'll do that. So I got +1, targeting both those guys. And I need to roll 2 black dice. Okay, so I'll take 2 damage because the higher one attacks. -1 because of the shield. And I cause 2 damage. So let's Get rid of the orc. And the wizard. I'm not sure that this actually matters all that much. 4 less health. Oh, that fireball wouldn't have exhausted. Oh, in that case, I'll just fireball. Yeah, sure. I'll try to kill a goblin. There we go. Wow. 4 damage on that goblin. Sorry. Over to the enemies. They're all dead. Location phase. Success. So my victory condition. During the location phase, if Grump's sump is fully explored, resolve the reward on the back of this sheet. It is fully explored. Da, 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 da. Reward. Screaming curses, the goblin flees into the darkness. It's gonna get you, just yet, wait. You briefly pursue, but he quickly draws out of sight. Cleanup is no small task, but you secure the remaining barrels. It may take a few days, but Champ's water should flow clean again soon. Add Odious Grump and 1 legendary fortune gear card to the campaign pool. All right, so I guess he's not dead. So we're here in the settlement phase. As the rewards, we add Odious Grump to our Nemesis pool, so he'll potentially be an enemy in future quests, which is interesting. And I also get to add a legendary fortune. So this will be added into the treasure. And if I pull this in subsequent quests, then I get a class-specific super powerful item. It's awesome. To do one of 2 training things in the settlement phase. So you can visit the trainer, which allows you to replace one of your basic cards with an advanced card. You can visit the blacksmith. The hero draws 2 cards from the gear deck. You may choose to equip and discard the other. So equip one, discard the other. You may visit the arena. The hero increases the limit on the amount of gear he can equip by 1 and marks this on the campaign log. So I'm gonna go to the trainer and the arena. So I marked that. I'm gonna improve the attack card on both of my characters, Blaze and Balgar, and now they have a capacity of 2. So the new and improved cards. The original card here is Fireball. It's getting replaced with Flame Storm. So it's now a 3-die attack, and it automatically targets up to 2 enemies, and I may suffer 2 damage to target 1 additional enemy for each wound suffered. So potentially targeting up to 4 guys. Seems very good. Just Fury is getting replaced with Soulfire. So now it is a 3-die attack. Yeah, essentially that's the improvement. Goes from a 1-die to a 3-die. Oh, I also, if I exhaust a card, I add +1 defense as well. All right, so that is a lot better. Nice. Hope you enjoyed this game. It's the first of 5 quests on the campaign. So far, so good. The rules say it's super challenging. I thought it was challenging there at the end, and there was that one roll where I rolled all misses on the 3 dice, so that could have gotten a little hairy, but yeah, we did well. I think my dice were hot, so it'll be interesting to get a sense of the game as it progresses, how challenging I think it is, but it was fun, and I can see the strategy. I like the synergies, and yeah, super cool so far. So we'll see you next time for the next quest. Bye for now.